Solway. Today, guys, we're going to go over your last assignment, indirect statements into English, and uh, all of these began in the past. So you guys did mostly pretty good. I tried to make one comment on each of your assignments, and a lot of them were the same common mistakes. So we'll try to highlight that as we go over this. All right, so number one, the student believed that she, and so credited it. You can see the third principal part in there, so you know you're dealing with the perfect tense. So it's the student believed that she. Remember, say repeats the subject. So since it's a female student, you would say she. The student believed that she, and now this is the present infinitive. So you would think present should be is, but since you start in the past, you keep it in the basic past. So was. I'll type a few of these, but the student said that she was. You could say has been, but was is fine. The student said that she was happy. Felichem means happy. Notice the accusative ending on felichem because the say right here is technically accusative. All right, number two, the king thought. Puto, I think, is new in this chapter. The V is a dead giveaway that you're dealing with the perfect tense. So the king thought that the enemy, and now here you have the past tense infinitive. So if you remember from the notes, when you start in the past and then you add a perfect infinitive, you get the super past. And what that does is it creates had, the pluperfect. The king thought that the enemy had been fierce. Okay, so what's key to being able to do this is identifying that you're in the past to begin with, and then on top of that, you're using a perfect infinitive. And a dead giveaway for that is a third principal part with SSE. All right, so the king thought that the enemy had been fierce. All right, I'll just say the rest of these. Bring these more into focus. All right. So Dixie, a lot of you guys missed out on this. This is letter for letter with the third principal part. So I said, I always said that my wife, and then here you have the present of to be again. So just simply was. I always said that my wife was faithful. Oh boy. All right, hold on. All right, sorry about that. So number three, I always said that my wife was faithful. All right, the SE keeping in the same tense as the past tense, I said. Okay, number four, the teacher hoped. Once again, that V is a giveaway that you're dealing with the perfect tense. The teacher hoped that the students, and so when you start in the past and then you go to the future infinitive, that creates would. A few of you got that. The teacher hoped that the students would be. All right, that's the future infinitive of to be. Both words working together. That the students would be happy in their homes. Okay. All right, number five. The general or commander said, and the X is really common in third conjugation perfect tenses. The emperor said that many men, both of those are accusative plural, that many men. So now you have starting in the past, of course, and then you have nikatos esse, which is, if you look at the infinitive chart, it's the perfect passive infinitive. So when you have past on top of past, you get had. So the emperor said that many men had been killed yesterday. It's passive, so the action is happening to the men. Notice the OS ending, modifying the men, accusative plural. So the emperor said that many men had been killed yesterday. All right, number 6. The teacher announced that he. Remember, say refers to the subject, which is a male teacher, so we'll say he. The teacher announced that he, and then we have the present infinitive. So we're going to keep it in the simple past. The teacher announced that he taught or was teaching nothing today. The teacher announced that he taught nothing today. Okay, number 7. My wife thought that she, okay, say, it's always say, it doesn't matter what, even if it's plural or masculine or feminine. So my wife said that she, now here I made a mistake. I think I meant this to not have the UR. And then it would have been, she had been loved by the king. A lot of you kind of like did, I guess, what you would think you would do and said would be loved by the king, recognizing that it was future and should translate as would. But this is not how we're not learning the future passive infinitive. So would be loved. This is not like, basically what this says is that she would love by the king, and that doesn't make any sense. So this is a mistake on my part. I think what I had meant it to be was that, and then it was that she had been loved by the king. But a lot of you like followed the rules and did what you would think you would do. So good job. All right. So the number 8, the students knew, once again, that V, even though skio is a 4th conjugation verb, still has the V in the 3rd principal part. The students knew that they, remember, say repeats the subject, so it's a plural. The students knew that they had been taught. And there's your perfect passive infinitive. You started in the past, and then you add a past tense infinitive. You are now in the super past, and that equals had. So the students knew that they had been taught by the teacher. Okay, number 9 was a tricky one. The king said, the king said that he, and then you have a present passive infinitive. That's where normally it's an E for the present infinitive. If you take that E and make it an I, it makes it passive. So the king said that he was not loved. And we're going to translate it in the basic past because he started in the past. So everything has to be kept in the past. The king said that he was not loved, or you could say like has not been loved. The king said that he was not loved. All right, and then number 10, the students thought, and you got the plural perfect tense here. The students thought that they had been taught, because it's a perfect passive infinitive, had been taught well yesterday. The students thought that they had been taught well yesterday. A couple things to notice in this sentence. I ended the 4th principal part with an AS to match up with the accusative plural feminine ending here. Even though say looks the same no matter what, these are feminine students. So the students thought that they had been taught. And so AS agrees with that, that feminine accusative plural. Well, yesterday. Okay. We're going to do obviously some more work with this. I think this is, really going to be probably the last topic we cover this year. And I hope you all are well. And thanks for, keeping up with the work. And hopefully you guys are still learning. And for those that are taking Latin 3, I am very eager to, pick up where we left off. We'll be behind, but, I highly doubt any class of yours is going to be a little behind if it's a continuation class. So, all right. This week, so stay tuned for that. All right. And we're approaching the 10-minute mark. Nailed it. All right. See ya.